Arcadian Vanguard presents the Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Monday, January 9th, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with Night 2 of Pro Wrestling Guerrilla's annual Battle of Los Angeles tournament that wrapped up Sunday night at the Globe Theater in Los Angeles. The winner of the tournament was Speedball Mike Bailey, who defeated Konosuke Takeshita in the finals. Colloquially known as Bola, the Southern California-based indie company PWG has been running the event annually since 2005, which has historically attracted some of the biggest names and best workers on the independent wrestling scene. Leo Rush was scheduled to compete in the Battle of Los Angeles, but injured his face while competing at the Tokyo Dome event on January 4th for New Japan Pro Wrestling. He was replaced by Brian Keith, who made it to the semifinals before losing to Bailey. Chris Jericho made a surprise appearance at the show last night, along with the rest of the Jericho Appreciation Society for the show's semi-main event. In a 10-man tag team match, Jericho teamed with last year's Bola winner Daniel Garcia, Sammy Guevara, Matt Menard, and Angelo Parker to defeat Jonathan Gresham, Kevin Blackwood, Michael Oku, Player Uno, and SB Kento. The finish came when Garcia hit Blackwood with Jericho's baseball bat, which led to Jericho giving Blackwood the Judas effect and pinning him. Turning to Japan, New Japan Pro Wrestling announced tour stops and dates for the 19th annual New Japan Cup, which begins on March 5th at Tokyo's Korakuen Hall. The company announced the tournament will take place over several shows, concluding on March 21st at the Aori Nagaoka. The winner of the tournament receives an IWGP World Heavyweight title shot. Zack Sabre Jr. won last year's New Japan Cup, defeating Tetsuya Naito in the finals. Sabre would go on to lose his challenge to IWGP World Champion Kazuchika Okada. The company also announced its yearly anniversary show will take place on March 6th and be held at the Oda Ward General Gymnasium. Japanese women's company Stardom ran the third night of their month-long Triangle Derby Trios tournament yesterday at the Nagoya International Conference Hall. Offered as a live streaming pay-per-view, the main event saw Saya Kamitani retain the Wonder of Stardom title, pinning Ami Sorhei after a Firebird 450 splash. It was Kamitani's 13th successful defense. There were two Trios tournament matches. Winners were the Bari Bari Bombers team of Julia Thekla and Mai Sakurai, and the Prominence team of Suzu Suzuki, Risa Sera, and Kurumi Hiragi. The semi-main event tag team match saw Mayu Iwatani and Syuri wrestle Utami Hayashishida and Maika to a 30-minute time limit draw. Stardom's tour continues today at the Anjo City Gymnasium in Aichi. Kaito Ishida won the GLEAT G-Rex Championship, defeating El Lindaman during GLEAT's Version 5 event today at the Edion Arena No. 2 in Osaka. The show opened with an 18-person battle royal that would determine Lindaman's opponent for the night. Ishida had lost his last attempt at the title, which took place at the company's last show of 2022 at Tokyo Dome City Hall on December 30th. Lindaman held the G-Rex title from its inception last February, successfully defending it 7 times. Our final report today will contain some spoilers for upcoming Major League Wrestling television. These will not be full results, but only the newsworthy items that occurred during these tapings. If you wish to not hear any of these spoilers, we'll give you a moment to make your decision, and please remember to follow us across all of our forms of social media. The Samoan SWAT team of Juicy Finau and Lance Anoa'i won the MLW World Tag Team Championship from the Hustle and Power team of EJ Nduka and Calvin Tankman in a street fight at the MLW Blood and Thunder taping Saturday night at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia. Hustle and Power's title reign ended at 315 days, making it the second longest World Tag Team title reign in MLW history, behind only the 438-day reign of Marshall and Ross Von Erich that lasted from 2019 to 2021. Also at the taping, Johnny Fusion, best known as the former John Morrison in WWE, defeated Davey Richards for the MLW National Openweight title, ending Richards' reign at 198 days. Fusion is the fourth holder of the National Openweight title. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, Just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News Podcast, and remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.